What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Alex Olinger podcast. That's what we're doing. I hope the sound quality is good enough for you guys. That's what I hope is going on today. I hope it's good enough for you, because I'm recording this in my car because I ate too much El Pollo Rico, which is a rotisserie chicken from the Mexican place down the street, and I fell asleep like literally right after eating the chicken. So I didn't really have time to set up my podcast stuff, and I'm going to do this in the car, in the driver's seat, parked, not dangerously, just so I can get through this and then scoot down to Chupacabra's, which is a bar on 36th Street. 36 at Austin, Texas. 36, the anus of Austin, Texas. I'd say go down there. I say go check it out. You don't need to bring a gun, but keep your eyes peeled. There's a lot of drunk 22-year-olds with Edgar-style haircuts, wearing skateboard shoes, Jordans, and pants that look like 8 different pairs of pants stitched together. I think if you want to see that, it's for you. If you want to see homeless people act pretty similarly to regular people, then it's for you. If you want to see overweight women wearing clothes that are for skinny women, eating pizza drunkenly, stumbling, falling over, 6th Street is for you. If you want to catch herpes and ride a bull all in the same night, herpes from a ageless, unnamed woman, and try to bottle up and shove down the thoughts that you might have done something illegal the next day, I'd go down there. Why do I go down there, you ask? Maybe you're not asking yourself, but why do I go down there? Honestly, I go down there because they have gigs down there, and every time I'm down there, I feel like I'm witnessing like 8 of the 10 reasons of why America is failing all at once. And it's kind of wild to me to see all that in action. That's, I just go down there to do shows. I don't know why I guess the comedy clubs are there because it attracts a lot of people. But here's the thing about comedy that I'm starting to realize is it's not just butts and seats, man. It kind of helps to have people want to see it. And people who are curious and have an IQ above 65. And who aren't hammered and rude. People who like to listen. Maybe, people who are into like a theatrical performance to some degree. That helps. And does 6th Street always have that? No, I think those people have to go to 6th Street to watch what they would have fucking gone to 5th Street for to begin with. So I don't know why a lot of these clubs aren't one street over where it's perfectly sane and healthy. But they did recently, they used to allow people just to walk on the street, and they got rid of that. I think they're trying to gentrify it. I think they're trying, old Greg Abbott's trying to clean it up. Old Greggy is doing his job. I just dropped my keys. Trying to clean it up, man, so I'm going on to Chupacabra's. What do I got going on this week? I mean, not much. Had a couple good sets, had a couple bad ones, but that's comedy at this level. You know what I mean? You can't not bomb at this point. I'd say if you're doing comedy and you're not bombing occasionally at this level, I don't know, you might be stealing somebody's material. Because the way we do comedy in Austin, Texas is such a dice roll. It's almost like Las Vegas in the sense where the city is entirely transient and you don't know who's going to show up. So I almost don't trust a comic that isn't bombing occasionally. You know? You don't want to bomb all the time, but if you're never bombing, it's almost like you're doing really, really easy stuff. I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever seen a comic come through here and never bomb. I don't think there's ever been a comic to never bomb. So what am I even talking about? I don't know. I just booted this thing up. I've just been trying to get it going, you know what I mean? And I'm only 5 minutes in. And one of the things that sucks about doing this on your phone is it actually times it. On GarageBand, it doesn't time it. It just goes by bars. And I've kind of grown comfortable to having the mic on my mouth, you know what I mean? Also, the cat's there. And I can just talk shit about the cat. I think the cat might be fully into ketosis now. He's not whining as much, which is good. We've been giving him wet food, which is just meat and vegetables. He's still got that fucking weird cat sack, though. The fat on the stomach that cats get. That sags like a old woman's tits. But it's not. It's like old tits on the old stomach tits. I guess you could call it. That's what it is. And he's still got that. And I don't think that's going away. I think that's made for him to survive and out in the wild. And he's gotten lucky. And he's basically living rent-free. He did piss me off the other day because actually it was this morning I freaked out and yelled at him waking up because my girlfriend is like a really, really heavy sleeper. To the point where I was thinking about doing a bit about it, because I will literally pick up her limbs while she's sleeping and shake them, and she doesn't wake up. It's almost like scary. So she'll set alarms and they'll fucking go off, and then I have to say her name 3 times after every alarm goes off, which just wakes me up. Now I'm not allowed to sleep in because she can't take care of her own fucking alarms. Then I'm sitting there, and the cat was in the room, and I guess we didn't feed him in time. He got pissed off, and he swiped my foot, and his claw went into my toe and, drew blood, and I yanked my foot back and screamed, and then my girlfriend yelled at me because she woke up and said I was being a jerk. But the cat just attacked me. What was I supposed to do? Not a good guy, when I'm not the best dude when I've been recently attacked. I'm sorry. Can a man not lose his temper right after he gets attacked? I feel like that's kind of like a go ahead. That's a mulligan. That's a give me to say a bunch of shit that's maybe offensive or you don't mean right after you've been essentially stabbed by a talon of an animal who's been bred biologically to live in my house. It was really upsetting. He actually fucked up. He stabbed me so deep that his paw got stuck in the comforter of the bed. That's how deep he went. His claws were into the sheets of the bed, and I tried to push him off, and he was stuck to it. So my foot was bleeding, and I was cursing, trying to push the cat off. And my girlfriend wakes up, and she starts yelling. And man, that's how I woke up this morning. So fucking forgive me for eating some chicken by myself, okay? Maybe a man's got to eat a little chicken in silence every now and then and just do nothing. Can I not have that? Maybe a man's got to eat some chicken, take a little nap, wake up, take a cold shower, get right back to it. You know what I mean? I like chicken. I like eating it. I like rotisserie chicken. I like when the skin is crispy, but it's a little soft, and they rub way too many seasonings on there. Or is it just enough? A shit ton of salt and seasoning because they're Central American or whatever. That's the kind of chicken I like. When there's so much seasoning that the inside is a different color than the outside. That's what I like. I don't want any of this white cracker-ass chicken. Speaking of chicken, I can't even transition into this without sounding a little bit racist. But speaking of chicken, Black History Month, yeah, I'll just did it. I'll just do it right there. Speaking of chicken, Black History Month is coming up. In the cafeteria at my work does they do this like thing every Heritage Month for like Asian Heritage and Black History Month. Every historical month they'll do like a dish every Wednesday relating to that month. And the chef we have is a Italian dude. He's of Italian descent, but he's one of those Italians you can't really tell anymore, but you know it makes him feel good, even though I couldn't fucking tell. But he's got like a mustache. He's like a white dude with glasses, kind of tall, normal white guy shape, not in the best shape. I think he's got like a kid, so he's got a little dad bod going on. He's got glasses, and this is the guy who has to like pick out what dishes to serve for Black History Month. And that's got to be, quite frankly, that's got to be like a tough month to cook the food for, to really make those dishes. I was thinking about it, and the poor guy, it's corporate environment. HR is strict. They're strong. They have numbers. They're all women. They're all white women. Got a couple black women in there too. You know what I mean? I'm assuming they're rich, well-off women. If they are Republicans, they're silent. I don't feel like there's a lot of Republicans in HR, though. I gotta be honest. I feel like Republicans have left HR behind, and they're going towards more like what would you call it? Like sort of like a Nazi thing. We've left HR behind, and now we're standing with Elon. Republicans have really shat in the face and pissed on HR to the point where Elon does a Nazi salute at the White House, and they're like, he was having a good time. Can a guy not enjoy himself at work? Can a billionaire who's not a citizen of the U.S. enjoy himself right before he completely guts this country and runs it into the ground, or fixes it? Either way, takes complete control of the federal government's technology and their data and the Treasury Department single-handedly with 5 other people that nobody knows, who has no idea what they're doing. Can he not do that? Can he not have fun and do a little Sig Heil? What's the point of HR? That's what Republicans say. What's the point of HR? And a lot of us right now are like, maybe so you don't Sieg Heil at work. Can we just not do that? Guys, can we not support Hitler at the water cooler? That's all we're asking. It's not a big ask. We're just asking that you maybe don't say the Holocaust was exaggerated at the microwave to your Indian coworker. Can we do that? Is that possible? Anyways, at my job, HR, it's all ladies. Again, I'm assuming liberal. And this poor chef has been assigned to cook dishes for Black History Month, which, let's put this in perspective from a white guy's thing. First off, he's not allowed to say, I don't want to cook these dishes, so he has to cook them, because why don't you want to cook for Black History Month? It can't be not black enough, because that's racist. Because how could you be so clueless as to not cook the food black enough? Also, the dishes, really, the issue is the dishes cannot be too black. Okay? The dishes can't be too black, because that's racist. So you kind of stuck, because one of my black coworkers, the dude in the mailroom, came up, and he said, this is what he said. He said, quote, "I need some more oppression in these meals. This shit is just not black enough." He said that to me. He was like, I'm looking for soul food, fall asleep gives you the itis soul food. And I was laughing, but then I was also thinking, it's like, how can he do that? How can a white guy with seemingly no black friends, and it seems like it, I'm not trying to insult the guy, it just seems like it. How can that guy with seemingly no black friends just cook up a fucking dish? You know, he can't walk in with the blackest food of all time. Be like, this is for Black History Month. We have fried chicken, watermelon, you know, like all the stereotypical shit. He can't, like, go that black. What, collard greens, fried chicken, chicken fried steak. You know, maybe like a scratch off take. What is he gonna put out there? It's gotta be in the middle. And he probably got the dishes cleared already by HR. But it is also like, you know, I would personally be sweating it. I think it's a funny situation. Also, if you notice like a weird jump in the audio there, it's because one of my alarms turned on in the middle of that sentence. And I had to adjust it. I also, when I was listening back to the audio, I realized that you could like hear me fucking breathing into the phone, which is like really disgusting. And I don't know if I'm gonna release this. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Look, like it's like what, 20 fucking people listen to this, maybe, on a good episode. I realized most of the episodes that got 30 views like involve the cat in the name. It's really kind of frustrating. You know, I don't know if it's frustrating. It is a little bit. It's just extremely predictable. But, you know, people like what they like. I can't sit here and bitch about it. That's not going to fucking change it, you know. That's not really going to mean anything to anybody if I bitch about it. So what do we do? What do we do? What do I do? What do I do if the world is full of people that just wants to watch cat videos and not hear about my take on the white chef's perspective cooking dishes for Black History Month? I personally would be sweating. I would feel uncomfortable about it. And honestly, the Asian Heritage Month, not even that bad. But Black History Month is pretty fucking charged, man. So is cooking food that's a little too black. That makes a statement. That is a little curious. A little curious. All right, let's move on. What else happened in my week? I don't know. Why don't we go back to these boots that I got? I don't know if I shared the story, but I did a show at Chizo's Boots, a company show. And they said whoever roasted the boss the best would get a free pair of boots. And they're like fucking $600 boots, man. And I called the boss gay for like 8 minutes. And the place was going fucking crazy. They really, really enjoyed it. I was just making like Brokeback Mountain jokes. And I kept calling back to it. And, dude, people fucking loved it. I mean, they were clapping. They were screaming. So they ended up giving me these boots, and they just like let me try on these beautiful cowboy boots that are like $600 a pair, and I just walked out with them for free. It was awesome. Chizo's Boots in Austin, Texas. It's run by like 4 dudes in a house. The place is amazing. They hand design them. They make them out of leather and shit. You know, and I will say about the cool thing about nice shoes is it makes you feel serious. You feel like a serious guy. You know, I totally understand black people when they're on a kick of like, my shoes have to be nice. And I would honestly say too, the way I'm leaning right now in these $600 boots, yeah, they do have to be nice, man. Your shoes should be nice. You don't want to walk around like barefoot, like Huckleberry Finn, looking dusty and shit. You want it's, you know, it's not 1835 anymore. You know, my white ass can't be out here on a skiff in overalls and shit, man. It's nice to have nice shoes on. I mean, people, they'll judge you for it. It may be, honestly, rightfully so. If you can't keep your fucking shoes clean, what can you keep clean? It's also what people see when you leave the house. And this is something I also have admired about black people, and a lot of people talk shit about black people for this, but I kind of admire the fact that they're well-dressed even when they have nothing else. Like, even on the worst day or at their brokest broke, they're going to make sure they look good and they feel good about themselves. You know, when they look into the mirror. And they might have to, like, I don't know, go into some debt or spend some money they don't have. But they go for it, and they come out looking, what's that Jay-Z line? I can't remember what it is. I'm not even going to try. But it's about wearing fresh clothes every day. I respect it, man. I think it's a good thing to do. Wear some clothes that make you feel good. And if you know what, wearing dirty shit makes you feel good, I guess wear that. But, you know, it's not going to come off the same as some nice, clean boots. But people respect the fucking, they ask me about them. Where'd you get those? And I get to tell the story. You know, it makes me feel like an adult. I'm not rocking Velcro straps or light-up shoes or those creepy, like, black New Balances that, like, 45-year-old men wear for some reason. I guess because they're comfortable, but, dude, those are, like, I mean, those are the pedophile shoes for sure. When I see, like, a sloppy-looking dude in black New Balances, it's kind of scary. Like, and I know it's judgmental, and I know it might be wrong, but I see that, and I don't think super great thoughts about them. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking rambling. But it's important to feel good about yourself. Wear some nice shoes, get a nice haircut, or commit to growing it out. My girlfriend's trying to get me to grow my hair out. I don't know, dude, I'm cutting that shit off. She, like, doesn't acknowledge it, like, I'm balding in the front. So when I, like, grow my hair out, I look like a failed scientist or somebody that's been, like, working on inventions for too long. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like the worst balding in the front, but it's enough to where the front part is, like, thinner and the sides are, like, sticking straight out. I don't know if I can keep up with it, man. I want like, to look like an adult. You have to. As a short man, you have to look like an adult. If I don't, I look like I wear too baggy clothes. I look like a small Mexican criminal. That's what I look like. A small little man in an Edgar cut. I can't have that. Not the Mexican part. That's fine. I gladly will be a mistake for a Mexican. It really is the criminal part. But you get me in the summer, you get me a little tan. I got some questionable tattoos on my left arm. You know what I mean? That I got during COVID because I got pent up. And they're on me now, so what can I do? Because of that, man, I gotta dress well. And you know what, listener, if you're out there, if Robert Tabbitt has made it this far, which I don't have to tell Tabbitt to dress nice. That's so, other listener, maybe the second listener on here, dress nice, baby. Get yourself a button up. Do something cool. Look clean when you leave the house if you can. Even if you go to Goodwill, man, you can get the right clothes at Goodwill. You can still get some fresh threads, go to a thrift store. Look around. You can kind of at a Goodwill, you can look like a traveling, poet or something, but you could still be clean. That's the point. You can still be clean, and you can get something off a dead guy, or maybe you live in the city, a rich dead guy, and you could put that on. Maybe an old dead gay man who died because he was making love too hard to his boyfriend and he fell out a window. Something tragic like that, and you can take his clothes, dress yourself up nice. You can do that, and I think you should do that. Look at yourself in the mirror. What do you got to clean up? You don't want to be too clean, though. That's a creepy look as well. Dudes with manicured nails and, the lip gloss. Like Drake's face has always concerned me. I knew he was creepy even before the Kendrick Lamar thing. It looks like his face looks like it's made out of clay. Like he looks like a wax figurine of himself. I don't know how else to describe that. It doesn't look like a real face. He looked like CGI in real life because he had that weird haircut that was like straight across the head, and the eyebrows were like too neatly combed, you know. But that doesn't. He's still dressed well. That might be too nice. That might be too much. It's the same thing as the Black History Month thing, where it's like just not too little, not too much. You got to find the sweet spot. You know, that's what this week's podcast is about, finding the sweet spot. That's what I'm going to title it, and that's what, you know, I'm going to go for. I'm going to try to find in myself. I'm going to try to find the sweet spot. Right in the middle. Not too little, not too much. And I'm going to ride it, baby. I think you can too. I think you can find the sweet spot in your life. And you're probably sitting there like, where the fuck is this going? Kind of sounds like you're rambling a little bit. And you didn't take notes again. And that's exactly what happened. I didn't take notes, and I won't take notes. And I'm doing this to get better at my comedy act. So, like, give it a fucking second if you're really mad about it. It's only been 17 episodes. This is the 17th episode. Okay? All right? And I got new boots, so I'm a new man, and I talk differently. I walk differently. I got a pistol in my pocket. Safety off. I'm gonna shoot my thigh off like some NBA player or like a rapper in a club, drank too much champagne, now he's shooting his own leg off. But anyways, let's do a quick positive review. I'm going to start doing this at the end. It's called Positive Reviews with Alex Olinger. All right? I watched The Brutalist. It's a new movie. It's like 3.5 hours long. If you're into that sort of thing, watch it. It was phenomenal. And I don't want to spoil it, but I am going to give it, in my eyes, like around like a 9. And the only 10s I'll be giving out would be to like classic movies, like something like Goodfellas or something. I don't think it'll go down like Goodfellas in history. I don't think it's going to be like iconic like that. I think it's going to slip a little bit into the underground, but it's well worth the money and the time. It's extremely intense and beautiful and dramatic, and I can't say enough about it, but I honestly don't want to spoil it. So I'm giving it around a 9. All right, The Brutalist. Go watch it if you can, and take it easy. I got to go to an open mic, and tonight I'm going to work on this audio, so hopefully it's enjoyable. Thank you very much, everybody.